let's get in our corporate conversation. The first one on the show. We have PS Raja, who's the PS Raja Gopal Sastry, who's the Group CFO at Endurance Technologies, joining in. The stock doing up well about 1.5% higher today. Good morning. The first thing that I want to ask about is the demand situation itself, because one of your bigger clients, Bajaj Auto, over the last couple of months, we've seen some pressure in two-wheeler sales. Has that had an impact on your order book? How does that, augur for you right now? What kind of order inflows are you targeting in the remainder of this year and all of next year, if you could give us a sense?
Good morning. Yes, even if you look at a month as late as February, we did see that the overall two-wheeler market was down by 4%. However, boosted by the exports of customers like Bajaj, who did very well in the export market. While the volumes are challenged, but we do not think that this is a long-term situation. I think it takes very little for the sentiment as far as the two-wheeler market is concerned to bounce back. And even small things as the new tax regime kicks in as per the latest announcements next year. And even when we see all our own expansion plans from a micro side, with all of them kicking in and the order books fast filling up, our new offerings, our high-tech offerings going into the market, I see that our outlook is very positive. And we also think that the market will not stay in the negative area as far as the demand is concerned for long. It won't be as big as the earlier 14%, 15%, but definitely it will be in a positive growth range as we go forward.
What about Europe, international, markets? They account for a fair amount of your sales as well. If you could give us the quantum and what's the outlook out there as well? Because, we've seen some struggles in the overseas market for the world right now.
Okay. There have been a lot of external factors which have been impacting the vehicle production in European and in the European market. And logically speaking, it was a geopolitical situation. It's some part of the demand which actually goes into US, which are impacted by the tariffs, and even the recent regulation by the US on the cyber security. But if you see, even as late as the last quarter, which we announced the results, we grew almost 21% year on year in terms of revenue and 27% in terms of EBITDA. And this is coming from years of preparation, where we have been investing very carefully on our capabilities, on people, on capacities also, which gives us a lot of flexibility and fungibility to cater to any kind of demand which comes our way. And we have been able to look at any car production, whether it is the internal combustion engines or the electric vehicles. We have been able to cater to that demand and thereby actually grow to this level. And going forward also with a good order book, almost 300 million of orders secured in the last 3 years, about 36 million of orders only this year, and the all-important acquisition which we did of a company called Stefferle, which was very well managed, highly profitable, and that's another 80 million of orders. I see that our outlook for in European business is very strong, which, like you said, is about 25% of our total business. And this will be despite the situation in the market. And if the market unwinds, and we are seeing some good volume growth, and we will stand in the best possible way to gain from it.
One of your other important customers, KTM as well, had said that they are looking for some sort of restructuring and there should be some clarity in the month of March. We're towards the end of March right now. I mean, the last week is next week. Has there been any update here?
The bad news is behind us. So they had asked for a restriction to the court. And as we saw the order from the court, there is a good support from the government to KTM for them to restart their operations. We are already receiving some schedules from them, and we do expect that they will bounce back and it will go back to business as usual in the next 2 quarters or so.
What about the brakes business? You were looking to start this quarter. So what's the incremental potential revenue that you foresee from here, and has it started?
The brakes for two-wheelers we have been doing for quite some time. Both the foundation brakes and also the anti-lock braking systems, single channel, and we had developed the dual channel anti-lock braking system also. Interestingly, so we have received major orders for the dual channel braking system also in this quarter, which we will be serving going forward. From a two-wheeler business perspective, we have quite a lot of capacities which we had built, and all of them are getting filled up rapidly. And going forward also, we are getting over and above our main major customer of Bajaj. We have been getting very good orders from the other customers like HMCL, HMSI, TVS, Yamaha. All of them have been giving orders to us in that braking line. So we see good growth potential there. And with the help of our technical partnerships, we already have in place our ability to turn around new products, new offerings, and applicate them to the OEM's requirements with our own test track is also very good.
What does your order book currently stand at? If you could give us the absolute number.
If you look at year 2000, this financial year, we had about 780 crores of new orders, and 50% of those were for electric vehicles, around 40% were for four-wheelers. And I did mention about our expansion, which is in the Bidkin region of near Chhatrapati, Sambhajinagar, and also the Shendra region. Both the plants are quickly filling up their capacities. And the Shendra especially is for the four-wheeler market with some high specialty processes within the plant, which are required for the contemporary car models, and they would be exporting to some very important customers overseas. And added to that is that we are also very focused on our production capacities being eco-friendly. And this is a completely green building with zero fill to landfill and all the contemporary needs of an eco-friendly building. Now, as I spoke about the order receipts this year, we also have a pipeline of about 3,300 crores of orders received in the last 3-4 years, and majority of them will have their start of production in the upcoming years.
So that leaves us with the final question. What kind of revenue growth margins are you targeting in FY26?
Very strong, but I will not be able to give you a number exactly.
How do you define very strong? Let's put it that way. How do you define very strong? Margins in the third quarter were 12.5%. Do we see mid-teens, double-digit sort of revenue growth in FY26? What kind of profitability improvement that we see? Yeah.
I will have to give you a qualitative answer for that because we do not give quantitative forward-looking statements. Qualitatively, if you see even from the revenue, which grew 9% for the domestic business, we had a 17% increase in EBITDA, which was a good, strong margin expansion. So is the case with Europe. Even on a consolidated basis, for a 13% growth in revenue, I think we grew close to 19% in EBITDA. So we are looking at all our investments, both Europe, the Chevrolet, and our investments in India, and also the new business acquisitions should give us good revenue growth. And as we see, we are very heavily focused on our operating efficiencies. We do see that we should see good margin expansions also going forward. And that's the way we are drafting our plans, and that's the way we are designing our businesses, while keeping an eye out for any kind of new business opportunities, both organically or inorganically. And as and when we have good maturity of any of those plans, we'll make public announcements of this.
That's fairly articulate. Thank you so much for giving us your vision for the next year as well. Wish you good luck for the next financial year. And we will have a conversation as and when you are able to, give us some more details when it comes to numbers and growth opportunities in organic or organic itself. That's Endurance Tech, stock up about 1.6%.